Welcome. English First Language Fifth Standard, Unit 7, Parable of the Talents, question answer. Talent means ability. Here the talent is worth more than the wages of the laborer for the 15 years. Entrust. To trust to the care of. Slave. The person whose labor and life is subjected to the owner's will. Trustworthy, reliable, deserving of trust. Scatter, separate, to disperse. Wicked, evil, or mischievous by nature. Comprehension. Choose the most appropriate answer. The man entrusted his property to his slaves because he was generous. B. He wanted to test them. C. He was going on journey. D. He loved them very much. C. He was going on journey. Second one. The slave who got 5 talents decided to A. Hide talents. B. Trade with them. C. Invest them with the bankers. D. Earn 2 more talents. Trade with them. Third one, the slave who got 1 talent hid it in the hole because A. He wanted to earn 1 more talent. B. He wanted to receive interest. He thought that his master was generous. D. He thought that his master was a harsh man. He thought that his master was a harsh man. Answer the following questions in 2-3 sentences each. Question 1. Why did the man give talents to his slaves? Answer. God has placed each one of us on this earth for express purpose of using our talents, not for ourselves but for the glory of the God. And this frequency includes the helping others financially. So, the man gave talents to his slaves. Question 2. What did slaves do with their talents? Answer. The first 2 slaves used their talents, thus multiplying them. But the one who had only 1 talent did not use it but simply buried it and hid in the ground. Question 3. How did the master appreciate the first slave? Answer. The master praised the first slave by saying that his had gone a good deed and he was a good and trustworthy slave. The master put the first slave in charge of many things and welcomed him into the joy of his master. Question number 4. What was the third slave published? The master took away the only talent in the first slave and gave it to the one with the 10 talents. Writing. Answer the following in paragraph each of 6 to 8 sentences. Question number. What did the second slave do with the talents and how was he rewarded? Answer. The master gave 2 talents to second slave. When the second slave had received the 2 talents, went off at once and traded with them, made 2 more talents. When his master came and saw the second slave talents, his master he said to him, well done, good and trustworthy slave. You have been trustworthy in few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. Question number 2. How did the first and second slave impress their master? Answer. The first and the second slaves impressed their master like master gave 5 talents to his first slave and 2 talents to the second slave to each according to his ability. Then master went away. The first slave had received 5 talents, went off at once and traded with them and made 5 more talents. In the same way, the second slave had the 2 talents, made more talents. Like this way, the first and the second slaves impressed their master. Question number 3. Why do you think that the master got angry with the third slave? Answer. The master got angry with the third slave because the third slave had received only 1 talent but went off and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's talent. When the master came back and asked him what he had done with his talent, the third slave replied that he knew that his master was a harsh man who reaped where he did not sow and gathered where he did not sow and gathered where he did not scatter. But the master expected the slave would have invested his money with the bankers, and after he returned, he would have received his own money with the interest. Question number 4. Do you find any difference between the attitude of the 3 slaves in the parable? Discuss. Answer. In this parable, the 3 slaves saw their attitudes. The first slave had received 5 talents from his master and went off at once and traded with them and made 5 more talents. This is the first slave's ability. The second slave has received 2 talents from his master, went off at once and traded with them and made 2 more talents. This is the second slave's ability. Third slave had received 1 talent, went off and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. He did not use this his ability and he was lazy person. His master gave his talent to his slaves according to the slave's ability. Question number 5. What would you have done if you are in place of the third slave? Answer. When I had received one talent, I would have at once traded with them and made one more talent and impressed the master when he came back. Question number 6. The master took the one talent from the third slave and gave it to the one who already had five. Do you find it strange thing? Answer. The master took the one talent from the third slave and gave it to the first slave because the master knew his slave's ability. That's why he gave the first slave to the five talents and second to the two talents and third slave to one talent according to their ability. Question number 7. Reaping where you did not sow, gathering where you did not scatter seeds. What do you understand by this statement? The statement means that someone has done a hard work of sowing the seeds, but someone else is reaping the harvest. This means that the person is benefiting from the other people's work. Someone else is sowing and scattering the seeds, and some other people is harvesting the crop. Language, grammar. You learned in the previous lesson that verbs are action words. Verbs indicate time and express tense. Different forms of the verbs are used to express time and tense. Verbs have present form, past form, and past participle form. The past form is usually formed by adding ed and d to the present form. Walk, walked, talk, talked, decide, decided, move, moved. There are some verbs whose past form cannot be formed by adding ed to their present forms. Such verbs are called irregular verbs. Learn, learnt, go, went, come, came, buy, bought. Using the dictionary, write the past forms of the following verbs: eat, ate, fly, flew, move, moved, leave, left, live, lived, go, went, read, read, attend, attended, prepare, prepared, visit, visited, play, played, watch, watched, bring, brought, know, knew, listen, listened, walk, walked, pray, prayed, enjoy, enjoyed, see, saw. Here is a letter written by the Sneha to her father on her trip to the Nandi Hills with her friends. Read the letter and correct errors in the letter. Dear father, we go to the Nandi Hills yesterday. There are 30 students in the party. We travel by bus. We'll leave the school at 9 a.m. We reach there at 10 a.m. On the way, he saw on both the sides tall trees and thick bushes and monkeys too. The road was nice. We play games and rest for 3 hours. We return at 5 p.m. All of us enjoy the trip. Answer, dear father, we went to Nandi Hills yesterday. There are 30 students in the party. We traveled by bus. We left the school at the 9 a.m. We reached Nandi at 10 a.m. On the way, we saw on both sides of the road, tall trees, thick bushes and monkeys too. The road was smooth. We played games and took rest for 3 hours. We returned 5 p.m. All of us enjoyed the trip. Yours lovingly, Neha. Rewrite the following sentences using the past form of the verbs underlined. The cobbler mends the shoes. Cobbler mended the shoes. Cobbler mends the shoes. Cobbler mended the shoes. B. My English teacher teaches me the letters of alphabet. My English teacher taught me the letters of alphabet. C. Raghu paints the pictures. Raghu painted the pictures. They keep their pet animals in the separate place. They kept their pet animals in separate place. Those men enjoy watching TV always. Those men enjoy watching TV always. Write 7 8 sentences all that you do every day at home before you leave for the school. I got up 5 o'clock, brush my teeth. I refresh myself, pray and meditate. I do my homework. I get dressed my uniform. I have my breakfast. I put my shoe on. Write in 5 or 6 sentences how your mother usually prepares coffee or tea. You may begin writing, my mother boils the water, add a coffee, add the sugar, pour in a hot water, add some milk, stir the coffee and serve it. This is what the Shankar of the class 9 did in his school. Read the completely and write in the full sentences actions of the Shankar. Attends the English class. Yesterday, Shankar attended English class. He visited science lab. He read a book in English from the library. He listened to his science teacher and he had lunch with his friends. After coming back to house, he did problems in the arithmetic and wrote practical records and he went to play in ground. He walked to the friends in ground. On the next day, he discussed with the geography teacher on the project work. Please subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon and save the playlist. Thank you very much. Bye bye.